Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are well. We were reading this chapter, The Age of the Industrialization. Now, I am making you revise the chapter again in brief. So, listen carefully. It was the chapter. Here is a picture of a goddess. The name of the book is Dawn of the Century, and it was written by E.T. Paul. The Angel of Progress, bearing the flag of the new country, and she is gently perched on a wheel with wings, symbolizing time. Her flight is taking her into the future. Clear? After that, in this picture also about two magicians. Clear? In inland, this book was Aladdin is shown as representing the east and the past. The mechanic stands for the west and the modernity. Clear? The history of the industrialization thus becomes simply a story of development, and the modern age appears as a wonderful time of technological progress. So listen. First is before the industrial revolution. Before the industrial revolution, in this page, beta, all too often we associate industrialization with the growth of the factory industry. When we talk of industrial production, we refer as a factory production. In this page, when factories were not there in England and Europe, there was large scale industry production for an international market. This period was referred to as proto-industrialization by the historians. Proto-industrialization means indicated the first or early form of something. I told you it. After that, in the 17th century and 18th century, merchants started migrating to the countryside, supplying money to peasants and artisans, persuading them to produce for an international market. Clear? Next is, here is income from proto-industrial production supplemented the peasants' shrinking income from cultivation. Next is, this system helped to develop a close relationship between the town and the countryside, as merchants were based on towns but the workers in the countryside. Clear? London, after that, London became the finishing center, as finishing was done here. Before the export, merchant sold the cloth in the international market. Clear? In this passage, in this paragraph, we read about this. After that, the coming up of the factory. The coming up of the factory. The earliest factories in England came up by the 1730s, but it was only in the late 18th century that the number of the factories multiplied. Clear? After that, cotton became the symbol of the new era. Cotton became the symbol of the new era because its production boomed in the late 19th century, which ultimately led to the industrialization. And after that, in 1760, Britain was importing 2.5 million pounds of raw cotton to feed its cotton industry, and by 1787 this import rose to 22 million pounds. It was in the first 2.5, after that it was the 22 million pounds. Next point is, we can say Richard Arkwright set up the cotton mill and the cloth production was spread all over the country and they carried out within village households. Next is we can say the pace of, in this passage we already read about it beta. Next is the pace of industrial change. The pace of industrial change. How rapid was the process of industrialization? Does industrialization mean only the growth of the factory industries? These are the question. How rapid was the process of industrialization? Does industrialization mean only the growth of the factory industry? So, the most dynamic industries in Britain were clearly cotton and the metals. I have told you beta, growing at a rapid pace, cotton was the leading sector in the first phase of industrialization up to the 1840s. After that, the iron and steel industry led the way. First of all, cotton was there, and after that, steel industry and iron led the way. With the expansion of railways in England from 1840s in the colonies, from the 1860s, the demand for iron were increasing day by day. It was increasing rapidly because railway was growing day by day and many factories were increasing day by day. So that's why by 1817, Britain was exporting iron and steel worth about 77 million, double the value of its cotton export. Clear? Second, the new industries could not easily displace traditional industries even at the end of the 19th century. Less than 20% of the total workforce was employed in technologically advanced industrial sectors. Beta, read yourself this page. I am explaining in brief. Growing at a rapid pace, cotton was the leading sector in the first phase of the industrialization up to 1840. I have told you. After that, iron and steel industry led the way. Next is the process of industrialization was not very rapid. Some of the reasons were number first is technologically change occurred slowly because industry technology was not used. Technologically change occurred slowly. First is technologically change occurred slowly. They did not spread dramatically across the industrial landscape. Next is second point, the machines were not as effective as they were declared. Next is we can say now technology was expensive. Technology was, first of all, technology changes occurred slowly. Second was technology was expensive and merchants and industrializations were cautious about using it. They don't know how to use this. Next is the machines were not as effective as they were declared by the inventors and manufacturers. We can say like we can take the example of James Watt. Here is improved the steam engine produced by Newcomen and patented the new engine in 1781. So that's why these were the points. Now historians now have come to increasingly recognize the typical worker in the mid-19th century was not a machine operator but the traditional craftsman and laborer. Clear? In this page we have read about the pace of industrial change. Next is hand labor and steam power. We will read tomorrow in the next chapter. Thanks. Have a nice day.